Posting pictures on the gram so other people know that we're more than friends. Ever since you came around, I've never been sober, always in my head. Met you at a time when I was so low. Went from just talking to taking you home. I don't wanna go back to who I used to be. So if you ever leave me, promise you won't let me down.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your talk show on life, relationships, and the business side of life. Life well lived by Omobola Steven. There you go. I'm your chick on the side of eternity, Omobola Steven, sassy, open, and uninhibited. You know what? I have received calls and messages from folks out there who were so glad that I could be as open and real as I was in my previous episode on the session Turnoffs. It was an eye-opener for me too. The truth is that I share my thoughts on issues. I'm also benefiting from it. I mean, learning on the go. It's that amazing. Thank you to all you all. Thank you to you all. Glad it made an impact. Peace, y'all. And if you missed the episode, you can catch up on the world's most popular distribution platforms on iTunes, Deezer, Podchaser, on Listen Notes, Castbox, on Google Podcast, on Podcast Addicts, on Gizdavan, on Spotify, or on SoundCloud. Simply search for Live Well Lived by Omobola Steven and on YouTube, Omobola Steven. So I'll be continuing the series on what turns men off, either in the bedroom or outside of it. Today I'm focusing on turn off number 4, women who are excessively clingy and needy. Wait a minute. Why do men freak out by this excessive behavior from a woman? You won't know why. Let's do this.
Just like in the movies, with a happy end. Yeah, but sometimes you can't handle your emotions, and I guess that's okay. Met you at a time when I was so low. Went from just talking to taking you home. I don't wanna go back to who I used to be. So if you ever leave me, promise you won't let me drown.
Now, let's listen to the complaints from this man. Someone said, there's nothing that turns me off more than a woman who is always an emotional basket case. You know, she can make decisions for herself. She's paranoid. Even if I look at another woman, she would let go of me when we go out together. Women like this make me feel trapped, suffocated, and no matter how beautiful they are, I lose my attraction to them real quick. Now that's complaint number 1. Let's look at number 2. My big turn off is women who are victims, the one who always blames someone else for their problems or seem on the verge of emotional collapse. I had a girlfriend once who threatened to kill herself each time we had a fight. I knew she wasn't serious, but she would become so helpless that it made me feel guilty for even disagreeing with her. After about 6 months of our relationships, I had absolutely no sexual desire left for her at all. Now that's awful. Now let's look at the third complaint. Weak, wimpy, weenie women turn me off. Simple and straightforward. Kiss. I like that. Now, I had this complaint from the majority of the men that I interviewed. Men aren't talking about sensitivity or vulnerability about women who look too much to the men to fill them up, rather than feeling self-sufficient from within themselves. Now, you see, ladies, it is time for you to work on your self-worth and self-esteem. Don't you think so?
Promise you won't let me drown. Promise you won't let me drown. Yeah. Oh, let me drown. No. Met you at a time when I was so low. Went from just talking to taking you home.
Let me tell you one simple truth. The truth is that the more needy and clingy that you appear before the man, the more a man feels responsible to rescue you. He becomes the parent, you become the child, and sexual desire disappears. Disappears. So, why do we ladies make a man freaked out by this habit? Why do we? Being overly clingy and needy around them. Number one is that we feel powerless, acting like little girls, giving up our power and putting ourselves second behind the man. Now, all of these self-destructive behavior patterns contribute to making us feel needy, clingy, and powerless. When you aren't centered in your own self-esteem as a lady, you will be much more insecure and needy in your relationship. I know this. Number two is we feel afraid of loss. Whenever you lose someone you love, either as a child to your parents, divorce or death, or as an adult to a relationship breakup, you're much more susceptible to feelings of loss or abandonment. It is important, therefore, to examine and release these emotions, as well as to understand how they can affect your love life. Number three is that we feel genuine fear because our partner is not loving us enough. Wow. Sometimes, really, the fear of losing someone you love is justified. Justified. Maybe he isn't treating you well. Maybe he isn't showing you how much he needs you, and you feel overly needy of him. Maybe he refuses to make a commitment to you. All of these male behaviors are legitimate reasons you can find yourself feeling needy and powerless in a relationship. Absolutely. Now, let's move to the solution. I'll be right back. Now let's move to the solution. As a lady, make sure you're owning your power and maintaining your dignity in your relationships. Now this is the solution. If you suspect that you're excessively needy and clingy with the men in your life, remind yourself of how powerful you are. You must first work on your self-belief system. That's important. Number two is that you need to work on healing your fears of loss and abandonment. If you're aware that you've been carrying around unresolved fears or loss or rejection, make a commitment to emotionally heal yourself. Work with a caring therapist, join a women's support group, do whatever is necessary to abandon yourself of that old emotional baggage you've been lugging around from relationship to relationship. Absolutely necessary. Number three is that make sure you aren't filling the emotional blanks in your relationships. You will definitely feel loved or unloved and needy if you're giving much more than you're getting from your partner. Absolutely. So, I need you to take time to honestly evaluate your relationships from time to time. Now, it's been live well lived by Omobola Steven, and I'm talking about the turnoffs number 4. Women who are absolutely or outrageously clingy and needy to a man. Now, that's very awful in relationships. You need to be careful. Now, I want to round up with this favorite quote from Barbara De Angelis. She said, "The greater your unresolved fear of abandonment, the more you may tend to be excessively needy and clinging with the men in your life." How do you say to that? Thanks for sticking around. I will be rounding up the series in my next episode. I talked about 5 turnoffs. So, my next turnoff is going to be my next episode, which is going to be the last. I'm sincerely wishing you a bright day ahead. A bright day ahead. Enjoy yourself and your relationships. You definitely deserve it. It's over from me to you. Peace, y'all.